Good morning. It's Tony Dattino, the founder and chairman of the USA Memory Championship, and just thrilled to be a day away from hosting our 24th USA competition. And it is exciting as ever. The work that goes into this is endless, and the year just seems to go by so very quickly. And I have a really special T-shirt on this morning. One of our people that we train on memory techniques actually wanted to come back and see what the event is like, because he would like to compete next year and would like to see what does it take, what are the requirements going to be. And we had a chance to have some lunch yesterday, and he presented me this fantastic T-shirt, which I just love, and I'm going to wear it about today as we go over to Full Sail University this afternoon and begin to prepare for tomorrow's events. Now, just for my audience, we're hosting it live tomorrow, and we'll be filming it and then editing it overnight to put it out on YouTube Sunday on the 24th. So from feedback we've gotten from people in the past that really want to see the whole event and not watch some of the interim pieces, because it's 4 hours. We're going to edit it down a couple hours, so if someone wants to watch it as a documentary or as a competition, they can see the whole thing in a few hours. So that is our goal. We're always looking for feedback. We're constantly making adjustments to it, and it's always important as well that our mental athletes feel comfortable. They're the stars of the day, so it's all a constantly evolving process, and there are times when I see this and realize it's like 24 years and we're still struggling and trying to put things together. It's like, wow. But in any case, we're ready to go. We've got things organized. Got to be careful, my long-term memory questions here. We have U.S. senators who might be a Democrat from a particular state. Maybe it's something about, a Medal of Honor winner from World War I. And who might those Medal of Honor winners be? What was their rank in the military? We will have songs. Who won the Song of the Year? Who may have written it? What was the name of the song? Who sang it? Fantastic long-term memory events. Our mental athletes were given this information, and I risk not showing it to you, because if anybody blows this up, you'll get to see our first 2 rounds of questions. But in any case, from senators to Medal of Honor winners to song writers or singers or titles, it was a lot of fun going through my work last evening that Karen and Patricia Pinson have put together, and so I was putting it on my laptop and going through it as I'll be the host. Just some of these songs that are 40 or 50 years old, it's like, wait a minute, oh God, didn't I just hear that like 5 years ago? No, maybe I heard 45 years ago. It's amazing how songs stay in our minds, and the words and the singer, though sometimes who sang it, it kind of stumps me a little bit. So it's a little bit, who sang that song, or what year was that song out? And bam, music is just one of the amazing factors. A lesson on U.S. senators, and so were they a Democrat or Republican? What state were they from? And how those questions get advanced, and what a historical history lesson it is, and who runs our government and the different positions they are in. And then, of course, Medal of Honor winners. What were their ranks, and what were they all about in terms of what branch of the military they were in, and when did they receive this award? And then the backstories on some of this were just fascinating. So I really enjoyed my review of all of I'm going to keep hitting the computer buttons to move the questions along and then get the answers along, and making sure I'm in practice and I don't go too fast and too far ahead, give answers when I shouldn't be doing that. So it was fun going through this and just having a review of all the hard work that Karen and Patricia Pinson have put into this. And no one, when we run this show, it runs so flawlessly so often that you wonder, gee, how much work really gets put into this. And then, of course, we have our second event of the day, and I'm going to do another quick flash for you here, but it becomes words to remember. So we have our 300 words that we have. Maybe I'll talk about, well, I'm not even going to give you the 300th word, but in any case, we'll do that next week's broadcast. We'll test you with some of these events, but they get 15 minutes to remember 300 words. And as many as they can. Obviously, not everyone will remember 300 words, and we do a head-to-head competition in that. And as we go through the round robin, first word, second word, third word, and as they miss a word, they stay in yet, but then if they come back around the second time and miss another word, then they're eliminated. So we've made some adjustments to that event. It used to be you miss a word and you're gone. And sometimes people they just miss that one word, but then they could remember the next string after it. So we make the competition a little bit more interesting and a little bit more fun. The third event of the day is what we call our tea party. And so we've already got our headshots and we've got our mind maps. I wanted to find my mind maps here. And we have mind maps of the people that are going to be introduced, and the mental athletes will get to see that. And we've got that work all done, and that was the work that Michael Dottino was put together for us yesterday in terms of making sure we had mind maps. And let me just check it a second. Shame on me, I got to go find where I've got the mind maps, so I've got those ready for tomorrow. And then, of course, our infamous and closing event, the infamous shuffle deck of cards. And so Patricia was here yesterday on the living room floor, weighing out all the cards and putting the decks together and making sure I had the PowerPoint slides so that I can just keep hitting the button and pulling the cards up on the screen. With Karen, her mom, both putting the cards together, and then we check the cards to make sure they're in the right sequence. So it was, I'm just amazed at the amount of work that Karen and Patricia put into this, and then getting to watch that as they came down here on Wednesday and watch the work that they put into this yesterday. It's just an amazing appreciation for the amount of time and effort they put to have a really exciting event so that we demonstrate to people in the country that first, the diversity of events. So the long-term memory, basically to say that this is just not, hey, I see it, I remember it, and then forget it. It's, well, I see it, I studied it, and I retained it, and I can comprehend it and play it back out. Then looking through our words demonstrates one of the techniques that we teach in our brain training called the loci or Roman room method. Sometimes people call it the journey method. Then going through that, looking at mind maps. So we're trying to bring different skills that we teach people into the event so they can see and demonstrate how these things are useful in our day-to-day lives. And then who wouldn't want to learn how to remember the order of a deck of cards and go to a casino in Vegas or someplace in the country, which they seem to be popping up all over, and doing well at a game of cards someplace, maybe walking home with some money. But in any case, that's our event, and it is tomorrow. It is here again, and the year seems to just go by so quickly. And before we know it, our 24th event will be finished on Saturday afternoon. Nelson Dellis, our 5-time champion, will be working his tail off on Saturday evening, editing this back and putting it out on YouTube for our audiences to see come Sunday so that they can watch it maybe in between halftime on some of the Sunday football games. But in any case, we're excited about it. We've got people coming from different parts of the country ready to compete, and we'll be ready to go with this. And I shall see you on Monday, my broadcast, and give you some of the highlights and some of the things that went on that maybe you didn't get to see on the YouTube broadcast. So have a wonderful weekend, and look forward to seeing you on Monday.